I always tell people that I coach, you could say, I'd rather not have business than have business that will not profit me anything. My tender does everything. I feel like that thing used to work in the past. I don't know if it's still working. Dear SMME Alanga team, thank you for the invitation to contribute to the letters of people who decide. I work closely with small and medium-sized businesses that are eager to participate in tenders but often find the process complex and overwhelming. Welcome to the first letter episode of Letters from Decision Makers. This is a series of episodes that is meant to educate us, and this education is coming from people that decide in the form of letters. I realize that it's not going to be easy to find directors, people that fund businesses, people that decide if you get employed or not, to come and have a conversation with me and I record it. Then me and my team decided to say, you know what, let's create a concept called Letters from Decision Makers. These letters are coming from decision makers, opportunity holders. Sibia Nalanga is a gap between opportunity seekers and opportunity holders. So now we are educating you or bridging that gap using the system of letters. So before I start reading today's letter, please subscribe, comment, like, and share. Also, would like to invite you to send us a letter if you're also a decision maker or an opportunity holder. Today's letter is coming from Samkelimpilo. Samkelimpilo is a tender advisory company that helps SMMEs, small businesses, and big businesses with tenders. Normally, it's not easy for people to go and source because they don't know what to do in the tender space. So they take you step by step. They go and source and apply on your behalf in terms of tenders and give you those opportunities. So right now, let's read this letter together. Dear SMME Alanga team, thank you for the invitation to contribute to the letters of people who decide. I work closely with small and medium-sized businesses that are eager to participate in tenders but often find the process complex and overwhelming. As a tender advisory consultant, one of the biggest misconceptions I encounter is the belief that the tender system is unfair. Everyone always says that when I talk about tenders, they ask me if I'm ready for corruption and bribing people. While challenges do exist, the reality is that many capable businesses are unfortunately disqualified long before their capability is even assessed. The most common issue is non-compliance. Non-compliance, I've heard it so many times because I also work in the corporate space. And I've also seen, because also in the corporate space, I had time where I needed tender services to print my magazine that I produce at work. And you find that people did not submit. Or we needed equipment, people did not submit, or we only had two quotations, and SCM need 3 quotations. They really suffer sometimes to find service providers. But it's funny how the tender people with companies are always saying it's unfair. They have their people. It's very corrupt. Personally, I have experience where they find it very hard to get service providers because people do not apply. Where was I? Okay, tenders are ruled based on processes. If a business misses a mandatory document, submits an expired certificate, or fail to follow instruction exactly as stated, the bid is automatically disqualified, regardless of how strong the business is operationally. So paperwork is very important. I don't know if it's a us thing or what. Go to Satan, I think submit it. Even if you see that this thing has expired, you're like, hey, and then someone gets it, yeah, but you did not follow instructions. Another major mistake is misunderstanding how tenders are evaluated. How are they evaluated? Because you are saying they are giving their people. So some companies saying we are also misunderstanding. We don't know how they are being evaluated. Many SMMEs focus heavily on pricing, assuming the lower price always win. In reality, most tenders are evaluated on a combination of functionality, compliance, price, and BBBE specific goals. And failing to score adequately on functionality means price is never even considered. To speak on price, I remember, I don't know if it was my mom or my uncle that submitted something like that. No, it was not my mom. Yeah. So after submitting and getting the tender, yes, it was awarded. But because they wanted to win the tender, I don't know which my price bonds, they were so low that in that process, I remember he ran a total loss, gained nothing. You know, I always tell people that I coach, you could say, I'd rather not have business than have business that will not profit me anything. So I think also this touches on that as well, because a lot of people think they will reject and take the lowest price. No, it's more than that. My tenders are meant to profit you, not to make you lose. And sometimes you underprice, but is this thing going to be original, Mara? So you have to be realistic and do your good research. I also see businesses chasing every tender instead of targeting opportunities aligned to their actual experience, capacity, and track record. Tendering is not about volume, it's about strategic fit. I'm about to laugh because I had a situation very recently when someone is saying, my tender does everything. I feel like that thing used to work in the past. I don't know if it's still working recently, but guys, you advise better, especially you guys in the tender space. Is it still possible to say my company is jack of all trade? Or you should have target. You should be specific that I provide washing machines, or I provide, I wanted to say washing powder or cleaning material. And then you specialize in that cleaning material, and then you go and source opportunities around cleaning material. Or it works to say, today cleaning materials, tomorrow I'm buying wheelchairs, next week I'm doing catering, that day I'm a transport person. Does it still work? Please advise based on your experiences in the comment section. Lastly, many businesses submit documents that describe what they do rather than demonstrating how they will deliver the specific scope of work. Tendering is not about volume, scope of work. Tenders are not company profiles. They are delivery proposal. Imagine Bakipi bid. I always receive this tender advertisement because I'm in the database. We are looking for 100 pens, and then you decide to go and submit. Sibiana is a company that bridges the gap between opportunity seekers and opportunity holders. We are all about careers, opportunities, financial freedom. We are all about media and letting people know information. Says sifuni ball pen, my ball pen like 100. Submission yakho befuna isho ukuthi home ball pen like 100 ngingawaletha mina. Then ngoba le one ball pen do charge 50 rand. When SMMEs understand that the tender system rewards preparedness, evidence, and precision rather than effort alone, their success rate improves significantly. So this is a letter from Samkele Mpilo, and if you're in the tender space and you know that you need help, reach out to them. So when I requested the letters, I did, of course, give them clarity in terms of questions. But if you want to submit a letter and I did not request a letter from you, it does not stop you. You can use our email info@sibianalang.com. The first question was on tender system reality. The second question was practical tender readiness. And these were the answers from that question. Tender readiness does not require a big budget. It requires discipline and structure. Over the next 6 to 12 months, I would recommend 3 key actions, and they are listed as below. Number 1, build a strong compliance and document foundation. Every SMME should have an up-to-date compliance file that includes tax clearance, CSD registration, triple BE affidavit or certificate, company registration document, and relevant industry registration. This document should be reviewed regularly and stored in a tender-ready format so that the business is never rushing at the last minute. As I'm reading this letter, because I did use their service, as I'm reading this letter, I know that there are certificates that they suggested I enroll to. As it's not certificates, it's more on compliance. There are certificates that you need to have if you are in my space, maybe media, because sometimes I do cover events, or career coaching. In the coaching space, I'm a job hunting coach, you do need certain certificate. If you're selling food, you need to be compliant and have certain certificate. If you are, whatever that you're doing, photography. So they do help you with that and tell you which one you need to get in. They do tell you which database you need to find, especially private ones, because it's not only government that gives tenders. Then the next one, else. So the reason why I was laughing is because I haven't had that. I did most of those things, and also my tax certificate at that time when we check, it has expired, so I had to work on it with my accountant. If you need an accountant, Shem, I love my accountant so much that I'm giving him free advertisement. You can also use it, and then on submitela we had to do financials. The next one, number 2, develop evidence-based capability documents. Businesses need to improve beyond generic profiles and start complying project experience summaries, reference letters, staff CVs, methodology templates, and proof of past work. Even small projects, subcontracting work, or private clients count if they are properly documented. Tenders reward evidence, not potential. Angazi ngasubmit tender, but this makes sense. This makes sense. Ungasitshela ukuthi wena uzokhona ukuphekela abantu abayi-1,000. You will cook for 1,000 people. But you don't even have proof that you've had a birthday where you were catering. Take those pictures. Build a profile. One of my coaches and strategists told me that, okay, I went to UP. I gave a career talk in UP. Where else? I went to Cecil Techno X. I gave a talk, and she was like, where is the letters? A simple letter saying, hi Mpendulo, thank you so much for coming, with the logo Yasa UP. It builds my profile. I'm not just claiming that I went to UP and give a talk, because I can go to UP and give a talk and they just borrowed the venue, or we're just under the tree. But if it comes from the office, it gives credibility of what I'm talking about. Very important to collect evidence, images, links, documents, articles, all those things. 3, be selective and strategic with tender opportunities. Instead of applying for every advertised tender, SMMEs should focus on opportunity aligned with their size, experience, and capacity. This allows them to submit stronger, more tailored bids rather than weak, rash submission. Quality will always outperform quantity in tenders. Matena ngena every day. In that email that I submitted, as I am getting a spam every day. Each and every day there's an opportunity, so you end up getting overwhelmed, burnt out, and compete in that space. So what should you do? You should focus your energy to what actually matters, to what you're actually doing. If you're a photographer, your tenders should be looking for that space. But again, there are good but bafuna photographer, bafuna live broadcasting, and you see that this is too big for me. Either you collaborate with other people and just let it pause, because it's like meaning having apply something eating food direct, just because Ngiyakhona uku-applyela umsebenzi, it does not mean that all of them. Okay, especially let's far. Me saying I want to be the director of astronomers because I'm an astronomer doesn't work like that. You need experience. You need to prove that you understand the system. You need to prove that you've done this before. You need to prove that you are capable for that particular opportunity. Tender success is built over time. Businesses that treat tendering as a process, not an event, position themselves for consistent results. Don't reach out to them and start saying, you build wealth come with time. You build your profile. It will get better with time. Okay, in my advice, I often recommend practical tools such that, so I did ask her, it's okay, so what are practical tools that you can give our viewers? Practical tools that they can use going forward if they decide not to come to you, but I recommend going to them. They know what they're doing. I use them. Tender readiness checklists to assess compliance, capability, and capacity before bidding. Compliance tracker to monitor expiry dates. Non-go bid decision tool to help businesses decide whether to pursue a tender strategic. Oh, this is good. This is good. It's even good in your own business. It's even good if even when there's an opportunity and they're like, hi, Sibiana Langa, please come and do whatever. If I have a go bid and do not go bid, it means, number one, I understand my client. It means I understand what I want to do. I don't take everything. I save my energy for things that actually matter. A standard response library for common tender questions, company profile, methodology, capacity, risk management. These tools helps SMMEs move from reactive tendering to confidence, informed participation in the procurement space. Regards, Nomsa Simelane, Managing Director of Samgelimpilo Pty Ltd. Subscribe, reach out to this company if you're someone who's looking to tap into the tender space. I'm Pendula Sibia from Sibiana Lang. No, subscribe. Yes, you can also comment.